Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like something to drink?
Do you have any Texas margaritas?
Excuse me?
A Texas margarita.
Texas?
Texas margarita.
No,
Did I stutter?
we have coffee and water.
Absence? I can lose myself in its green infinity. So what do you say, Toots?
Tumbleweed rolls across.
Yeah, this is a real desert for Texas Margies.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown,
90-day Fiancé.
marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gaze. Let's love.
Welcome to Toe.
Y'all, welcome to Toe.
You almost did.
Welcome to Toe.
Well-
Welcome to Debbie's Toe.
Debbie is you and you are Debbie.
I gotta say, I'm really gonna miss her.
Oh,
I'm really gonna miss her.
I'm going to miss her a lot.
I'm really gonna miss her. I'm really gonna miss.
Boy, your scruff is blowing up. Put your phone down. Poodle just took off his wig. For those of you that are not watching the intimate portrait.
If I'm wearing the wig, I have to be her.
I get it.
It's impossible.
I get it.
Not to.
It's fair.
It's impossible
Turn,
not to be
better
her.
turn on comedy.
Y'all, this is Toe. This is Toe. This is part 2 of season 4, episode 14. Never say I regret. Always say I learned. And what did Debbie learn?
That her blonde hair is all over you.
Synthetic blonde
That a
hair.
cheap wig is going to make you look cheap and shed all over you.
What else is new?
I don't know why you didn't buy one from the Vivica Fox collection. Those are nice wigs.
They're middle of the road. Yeah, the Pussycat ones are the only ones that really work for me. Long hair wigs don't really work on me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because you do have a nice neck.
I need to be able to show my neckline, my swan-like neck.
Oh, God.
Yeah, y'all. Next week is the finale.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be treated to, I believe, an hour of the tell-all. And then we will have 2 tell-alls after that with B90 Season 6 premiering on June 4th.
So that means we're having 3 tell-alls.
Yeah, 1 hour, like 2.5. 2.5.
You know what it's going to do? They're going to do what they did before.
Have them go to New York.
And it's going to be, oh, my God, it's going to be Debbie interacting with Gabe. Debbie interacting with Kris.
Yeah.
Jen and Debbie. It's just going to be.
I think Jen and Debbie might be fast friends.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What's wrong with your eyes, honey?
Oh, my God. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Can you imagine
Jen's going to get really into Debbie's jewelry.
Can you imagine Debbie talking to Nicole? Just nothing. They have nothing to talk about.
They'll talk about fashion.
Yeah.
Talk about fashion.
Yeah. Good point.
Wow. Oh, I forgot that they do those type of tell-alls. Oh, I'm excited now.
So a couple of things, y'all. Look out for. God damn! Every time I open my phone today,
What happened?
No, it's just like nonstop.
With dicks?
No, just life. Life happening. Life is happening out there.
Well, say yes to life.
Life
Yes,
keeps
I
happening
can.
every day.
Yes, I
Say
will.
yes. Y'all, Ultimatum Queer Love is coming up.
Ooh.
on the $5 Patreon. That's on Netflix. All either female identifying or non-binary people are on that. So it's going to be fucking messy and delightful. It drops like Netflix drops Love is Blind. So basically we will have however many episodes out. We're getting access to those early, and we will have those out kind of like a day after
24 hours.
24 hours.
Yep.
That Netflix drops. Selling Sunset season 6.
It's
That's
wonderful.
all. That's the tweet.
We want to tell you all about it, but we can't. But it's good.
Yes.
Very. I'm.
This season, Christine and Cocaine Bear have joined forces.
You're redeemed because you're the one that forced me to watch Seeking Brother Husband, and it wasn't good. But that's all right. Sometimes we have done.
I forced you to watch Seeking.
But
Selling
you've
Sunset.
redeemed with Selling Sunset. Came back at the right time. Otherwise, I would have been pissed at you.
But remember when I made you watch it, and you're like, I don't want to watch this show.
I don't. But
And then you loved it.
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it
Yeah.
very much.
It's very good this season.
So what else do we got going on? We've got
Our finale of Seeking Brother Husband is out with Cara Berry. From
Yep.
Everyone's Business But Mine. Y'all, that is out.
Part 1's on our feed, and part 2 is on her feed.
Our Lindsay interview from Love After Lockup.
Yeah,
is
we talk
out.
about Summer House on that, by the way. For some of you Summer House
Yes, we
queens
do.
that miss that
because we don't do
cover
it. And
She
Cara
does.
Berry, we talk a little bit about Met Gala on ours, and
Mm-hmm.
as well as she gives us her faves. We talk about Summer House. She talks about how her opinions on Carl and Danielle.
Yeah, it's good.
Carl and Lindsay.
And Danielle and Lindsay.
And Danielle. Oh,
and
boy.
Amanda, so she goes all into it, kind of gives us a little update.
She shares my distaste for Amanda.
She reminded.
I felt good about that.
Yeah, she reminds us that we're not sad. We're not covering it.
I'm not, but
Yeah.
she is going to be covering
Martha's Vineyard.
She is going to be covering Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, or as Cara called it, Black Summer House.
That's what she said. I'm calling it Black Summer House, and no one can convince me otherwise. Like, good for you.
I think that was the working title.
That was the
but
working
they
title.
decided that didn't really work.
Yeah.
So I believe that was definitely the working title.
So it does look messy. As she said, 3 of the women on that show are Playboy centerfolds, or Playboy bunnies.
Oh, going according to brand. So, y'all, I did announce the bi-curious options for April. Those are, you should be getting an email soon with the way to vote on those on the Patreon. They are Indian Matchmaking Season 3, IRL in Real Love, and The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning.
Yes, and Poodle's going to try to be doing that poll on Supercast as well.
Yes,
Supercast.
I think I can do it.
So we're going to try to do it for both. We're trying to be more inclusive, and we're getting video up there soon. So
It might be a link to Patreon.
I will say this now. I think by the end of the month, by June, everything that we have on Patreon, we will have on Supercast.
We are doing
as
our
well.
best.
So
and keep an eye out for
Apple Podcasts. We are working on that as well.
subscriptions. Please, y'all, we're very excited. We don't want to say anything right now. We're very close.
I can tell y'all this. It's on Apple Podcasts doesn't have tiers, so it's only one option. So it will be the $8 option.
Yes, which is right in the middle.
You can update at the Cringe Chair and get all of our audio shows on via Apple Podcasts.
But the great thing with Apple's subscriptions, y'all, it's one click that goes to your Apple account.
And you can do a monthly or yearly as well.
Yes.
So anyway, we're working on that. You might see stuff, but it might... We don't want to tell you till everything is there. I don't know if all of our programming is there that you would get on Patreon Supercast.
I can't take Carl's wives.
Yeah, so
No.
until you hear it out of our mouth saying it's ready to go, you're ready to get Raw Dog by Apple, then you can go, wee! Until then,
You can stick that apple up your ass.
till then, don't email me about it.
Thank you.
Please.
Please. Stay tuned after the break for Poodle's Broadway Corner on the Tony nominations. Big deal. The Tonys, the annual awards where theater jerks off all over
Is
itself.
it a big deal?
It is for theater fags.
Yeah.
And the girls who love them.
And the girls who love them, which is a lot of y'all out there.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm ready to jump in.
Me too.
Okay, so let's talk about Debbie and Oussama, and mainly Oussama. First, is having coffee or lunch or something with his sister Asma.
Asma.
Asma, it's a pretty name.
It is.
Pretty name. This is kind of what I came from with all this. Is his family in on this too?
I don't think the family is. I think she and he have. It is.
Is it a blood pact for them to get out of?
Yeah, they've been thinking about getting out of Morocco for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, the way they talk about it, he says, you cannot be a writer here. You cannot be a poet here. You cannot be an artist here. So I think she has encouraged him to leave, and I think she wants to leave as well.
Why? Why can't you be those
I don't know.
things?
I think it has something to do with economics.
I just want to say, in the U.S.,
it's not like you can be one here.
you cannot be a poet. You cannot. You can be those things, but if you want to make
very hard.
If we are very lucky, but if you want to, but also we are not making a living actually from our chosen, like, not musician, not
True.
acting.
I will say this: it is possible in the U.S. to make a living as a poet, as a painter, as an artist.
As an artist, I can see a visual artist. Really, do you know? And I do not mean this judgmental at all. I mean that we know Sissy Christina is an amazing poet, and I know that, like, a very
Christina,
very
Chrissy.
Chrissy. I don't want to say her whole name, but and I don't mean like my cousin Lordale, she's a real good poet and writes songs. But no, like, she's a legit professional poet.
And it's hard to have that as your career. Even Robert Frost taught at universities.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of poets teach writing, teach poet. That's what Chrissy does.
I mean,
so it's
I was a musician and I pretty much had that. I had maybe 1 to 2 real jobs, and then I was a musician. But I also did things like I taught at universities. I taught at schools. I had a church job. I had a lot of jobs that allowed me to do that. Mm-hmm. And I called them jobs anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to admit those.
But I'm saying
playing the piano, playing the out of tune, playing the entertainer over and over at slammers while people get fucked. You know,
in a barbershop quartet comes, hey, sirs.
It paid.
Yeah. Oh, that's come in my face.
Oh, that one key sticks.
Yeah, baby, bet it does, sir. Wait till the sun shines, Nelly. Oh, ow.
Oh. Who you calling Nelly?
I can see it now in like one of those hats, one of those flat top hats in a barbershop quartet.
Yeah, you got the idea from Bette Midler, but it didn't go as good.
No, didn't go good. So, but I want to think, I think he thinks it's all milk and honey, but as Kalani's dad says, the milk's expensive and the honey's not sweet. And so
we will, y'all, I'm glad you brought that up. This week on our class list on our $5 tier is whoever is against the Queen will die.
Yes, this week is the week.
One of the most famous episodes of 90 Day Fiancé. Lita, we had last week of Lita just saying, I am not an evil stepmother.
And I'm the boss.
I'm the boss.
She's dirty. Tasha's dirty. Yeah.
We also have, next week is when we have Ashley throwing the door open for Natalie to yell at her and then ride off on a moped. It's just the best season 6 of 90 Day Fiancé.
Delicious.
And if you want to relive this with us, please join Reality Gaze Plus.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
When there, I think he wanted to leave. I think both of them were probably supportive of each other leaving. I think she's probably sacrificed a lot so that he could leave.
Well, because, you do that for the guy. As my mama said, I couldn't go to college because your Uncle Steve had to. That's what my mother told me. And then when I was 30, Daddy said, well, you could have gone to college. I just didn't think you wanted to go. And she just looked over at my father.
Oh, okay.
And went, well, got 2 kids now.
Okay. Don't know how we go back from that, but already kind of difficult.
But no, still, I think this idea, though, that you sacrifice for the man of the house.
Yeah. And she does say, she's basically saying, Oussama's like, she was pushing me and stressing me out, and I told her she was crazy. And he's like, but don't you love her for more? Don't
Couldn't
you really
control
love
myself.
her? And this is weird. She says she fell in love with me for my poetry and my art she understands my words. And at that moment, I realized he felt completely unlovable too. In the same way that Debbie did, because he thinks no one can understand him.
Yeah.
And in other words, he still thinks he's unlovable and unacceptable.
Is he a Moroccan Enneagram 4?
No, that's a whole different thing.
Okay.
Not everyone's an Enneagram 4, you bitch.
No, I'm genuinely asking.
The more you say people are Enneagram 4s, the more I'm going to fight back, because there are very few Enneagram 4s. We are unique.
Or there'll be a new Enneagram like 4.5.
Yes, and then we're the only ones. Well, I'm actually a 4-3 wing. Sometimes 5.
So wait, but he did tell, maybe it wasn't in the edit, but he did not say to the sister, and I told her that we're going to America.
Oh,
he never said, he talked about it with his sister, but he never said, like, I slipped and said, we're staying here.
This is a question. So this is what we learn. He basically says this was always the plan, that she would visit for a while, then they would go to America. Do you believe he said that and always thought that was the plan?
I think it's somewhere in the middle.
I do believe he thinks that was the plan. I think he thought he was communicating that to her.
I think that, because I will say one thing about Debbie. Debbie's been, at least when we see her talk to him, she's very insistent about very clear communication and no, as she said, no secrets. So I think probably she laid it out very plainly to him, but I don't think he got it.
I don't.
But although, no, I'm going to walk back. He said 2 episodes ago, he did, remember, he admitted and said, I disagree actually, because he said out of his mouth in his talking head, yes, I lied to her and didn't tell her that I wanted to go to America because I wanted her to come here. He said that.
That's true.
He said that.
Yeah.
So I think this is, now that I remember that, I think this is bullshit.
So now, taking into account that, now it's a question of he has learned to believe the narrative he's constructed for himself.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, that's
so
true.
That's an even more dangerous person.
Yeah.
I think there's something mentally wrong with this person.
I do too.
Oussama, I think I would go as far to say definitely the whole darkness of it, probably maybe bipolar.
Something.
Or borderline. Because here's why I say that. There's this, she keeps saying he's a different person. He's blah, blah, blah.
He's very unempathetic too. When she tries to talk, she comes in with all these emotions. He does not know how to handle that.
Cannot.
He doesn't. It is literally as if she is speaking a language he does not know how to speak with or even heard.
But strangely enough, he can think slightly pragmatically, because he says she likes Rabat, but I don't have the means to have us live there. And he says to Oussama, we never agreed to live permanently in Morocco. I need to be a poet or an artist. That's my dream. It's so weird how these people are coming from different perspectives, that they've found their dream in each other, but the dreams are so different.
Yeah.
And it's the brutality of this.
The interesting thing is I think Debbie fully expected to support him in Morocco.
She did.
Because she probably, her retirement and everything would go farther, and she would be able to pay for those types of things.
Yeah.
It seemed like he actually could just live being a poet and an artist in Morocco.
Question for you. Why do you think she did not want to take him back to the U.S. and wanted to move to Morocco for good.
We've talked about this before, and I think she doesn't want to take him back to the U.S. because she doesn't want to deal with her family. She doesn't want to deal with the shame and the looks and the stares. You know, she said she doesn't care. She would have to deal with all that, and also, it's way more expensive to.
And I think she's escaping. I think she's finally escaping. She said, I'm a unicorn. I'm a unicorn rider.
Yeah, she wanted to have this beautiful, she wanted to have...
Her happily ever after.
Her happily ever after.
And I think that's an interesting thing to keep in mind because some people would ask, why can't she just go back if she loves him that much? It's not just about him. This is about a different magical life.
Yeah, she wanted to leave the U.S.
Yeah.
She wanted, yes. Exactly.
And anyway, y'all, he is going to meet with her, and they're at the cafe, and that was the scene we already played out.
Because the sister says, show her that you love her. He doesn't know how to do that.
No, absolutely not.
Again, because when he came, he's very pragmatic.
And remember, there's been no physicality between these two, even a handhold.
There is, even in private, like there seems to be... I don't think, maybe they're not talking about it because I think Debbie probably would be a little prudish about that.
I wonder if Sean's going to push her.
I don't know. But I think that I don't think there was any physicality, or if there was, I don't think Oussama could do it.
Yeah. It's either there's something about him that feels extremely tortured to me, and not in the good tortured artist way.
No,
it feels
dangerous. It feels like he cut an ear off.
I was just gonna say it's giving me Van Gogh vibes.
Yeah, it does feel like he cut an ear off.
It's giving
which would be a dumb move because he already has one wonky eye.
I was gonna say it's giving me Flounder Van Gogh. Yeah. So. I think he's very deceitful, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think he looks at Debbie as not a human, but as a pawn, not necessarily in a game. I don't think he thinks about a game, but just as a means to an end. Would he come to America and leave her? I don't know. He probably would stay with her, but
I think he would.
God, another dick pic? Lord, you're blowing up this. You're going to have to take your phone in the other room.
No, it's just like, for some reason, the notifications are going crazy today.
It's like when Caitlin and Christina and I were making those Barbie memes and your phone was blowing up.
And I was just
Can't even do the show.
And I was just trying to do work.
Well, I'm trying to do work here, too.
So what's interesting is he sits down and says, you hate me, which we talked about that response. People who ask that want you to say, no, I don't hate you. And they want you to validate everything about why you're not bad.
They want, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so then he basically says, I don't think you understood what I was saying. And then
what Debbie said, it was beautiful. He said, you hate me. She goes, I don't harbor hate.
I don't harbor hate in my heart.
But she said, which is a good thing to say when you're right, and instead of talking about what he did, she said, but you made me feel despised.
And
he has no response to that.
He says, when I'm angry, I don't even know what I'm saying. And she says, that's not an excuse.
He said, but you know, Debbie, that's life.
Oh, it's so awful.
Oh.
And then she says, be honest. Why didn't you tell me the first night that we were going to the U.S.?
And then he said, no matter what I say, it's too late.
It's too late. Because you know why? He knows he's been beaten, I think.
Yeah.
And then he goes to, this is really interesting.
Debbie just looked at him and said, right after he said that, I feel sad.
Yeah, I know.
And it broke my heart.
This is, we haven't had someone who has caused such an outpouring of feelings in a really long time.
As one sissy said, it's such a refreshing experience to watch someone who just seems like a pure soul.
Well, even that, she's experiencing everything in real time. She's very present in a way.
It's like she knows the cameras are there, but if she is, it doesn't feel like she's putting on.
Yeah. Then he starts explaining to her the mistake she made. That was what I could not get over.
Oh, that was.
He's like, well, here's what you thought. Here's what you thought. This was our plan, and y'all, this term is way overused. This is gaslighting.
Yeah,
this is the definition of gaslighting when he says, no, what you thought was wrong. What we decided was this. And she's like, absolutely not. You're saying all these things, and none of this matters. The most important thing is marriage and love. You don't mention that and then she said, love can conquer anything. And she looks right at him, and I went, you really believe that?
Yes.
You really believe that?
And Oussama looked right at her and said, you never believed in my love.
Ugh.
And she said, she follows, again, kind of the wisdom of Debbie said, because your love is conditional.
Yeah. She
said, your love was I can only love her if she takes me to the United States.
Which is true. I don't think he knows. I don't think he's emotionally available enough to have feelings at all.
No, because he fires back and says, I'm not used to this type of strep. Love for me is something holy. And the way she's acting makes me love her less. And he looks at her and says, you've changed.
And she's like, yeah. Well, I think Debbie's getting stronger, and you don't like it when Debbie gets stronger.
Because I'm stronger
than yesterday. Now we're looking about it my way.
My
loneliness
ain't killing me.
Ain't killing me no more. Because I'm stronger. Right, donkey? You love me. I don't know about the Club Donkey.
It's Club Donkey. It's the remix of Toolaroo.
So y'all, again, she talks about her money.
This was riveting. Really riveting. This, Jen and Rishi, I was just like, gung.
Oh, I think I'm going to look back on
Jeymi, Kris, it's so good.
This season of Jen and Rishi, Debbie and Oussama, even Nicole and Miss Mood.
Yes.
I'm going to look back at these storylines. I think Gabe and Isabel, I think the just because Gabe is trans, that's enough to be memorable. Their storyline, not as much. But
again, they don't have problems. Monica has problems.
That's true. Kris and Jeymi have problems.
Kris and
Jeymi have unsolvable problems.
It's not, if we put this to the litmus test of watching Jenny stand on top of that roof by herself after Submit was taken away by his family.
Like how far gone things were.
If that's 10 as far as riveting television. I feel like that's a good 10.
Remember?
That's
oh
a
my
10.
God.
Because also we've got that. We've got the knife with Paul and it's before the 90 days.
Yeah,
right? That's
B90.
But
still,
Toe. For Toe, really, so we have Jenny Submit. She's standing on top. That's a 10.
Armando's wedding.
Armando and
Kenny's wedding.
Yes, that was like a good 9.
8 or 9, yeah.
Maybe 8 or 9, yeah, 8. Where would you put Debbie and Oussama in that?
For sheer drama, I think they're like at 8.5.
I think this
Jen and Rishi too. I think those storylines.
I think it's a 9. Jen and Rishi, this episode was like a 10 for me.
A
9.
And it's so.
No one's Jenny standing on that roof.
No. Or when her father, I think that was a happily ever after, when his father called her an oldie.
I think that was a happily ever after.
Yo, those were so strong. All of now that they're married, it's not as big of a deal. But God, the Jenny and Submit, the remember when she became a Hare Krishna devotee?
Yeah,
a devotee,
right?
Devotee.
Yeah, if I can't read this, is a good 7.
Oof, that was a good one too.
Boy. Anyway, Yeah, it's a really golden season.
Laura looking like Pizza the Hut when
Laura!
she married Aladdin.
Laura! Oh, that's a 9. That's a 9. Or that might be a 10. Oh, God,
And that
Laura.
dress.
Oh, God, the other way.
It's to me, it consistently brings it.
It consistently brings it.
So this very end, y'all, she does talk to the hand. I don't think I've heard that in 10 years.
Well, Debbie
15 maybe.
She reads slangs on Yahoo chat.
She does. Bing. And then she says, I'm going to go on. You wimped out. And she puts on her hat and leaves. And y'all, she's packing and leaving Morocco. And she's like, I'm angry at myself and angry at Oussama because turns out I didn't know who he was.
She calls it a bait and switch.
And the interesting thing here is, yes, she didn't know who he was. I don't think he knows who he is.
I don't think he has that type of self-introspection.
Yeah, it's interesting that this is why this was DOA from the beginning. I know we were so hopeful. I know, I get it. We all wanted it to work out, but this is the real world, sadly. Even though it's Toe, it's the real world.
The poetry begins from Debbie when she says, outwardly being he was outwardly being someone's hero and inwardly becoming their worst nightmare come true.
He wadded up our relationship and threw it in the trash. Somehow I'll recuperate. You got a wiser Debbie now, and I'm ready to rock and roll. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I will live to fight another day.
When she said, I'm leaving Morocco, but how can you get angry at someone who never was?
I went,
that hit deep. I went, gah, gah. because when you feel lied to like that, and Jen and Rishi, it's different. She knew who he was.
Yeah.
He was kind of lying about his circumstance or withholding information.
but he was an actual person.
But this really does feel like a complete catfish.
No, he
Not a catfish,
basically
'cause it's the same
scripted
person.
himself. He scripted himself in what she thought he was. He basically created this warrior, artist, poet, Leonard Cohen, Moroccan man.
And I think that because he thought she was so old, she would accept whatever he gave her. She would accept the scraps.
It just tells you, y'all, age and appearance matters.
It does.
Sorry to say it, but it's totally true.
Most of the time, not always, but I would say even
Harold and Maude isn't real.
But even then, it matters though too, because if somebody then is into that age or appearance.
Yeah.
She says, she didn't have anyone for 12 years, and she said, but I need to be smarter and wiser. She's like, but I'm not going to let him win this.
Yeah.
She's like, Debbie's going to win this.
Debbie's going to win this. You're going to miss this, Oussama. And with that, I believe we're going to take a break. We'll be back with Poodles Broadway Corner. Tony Nom edition.
Da-gunk.
Ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum. Tune up the orchestra, strike up the band. I can talk about theater more than anyone can. I've got a lot to say, and I'm really gay. It's Poodles Broadway Corner. I just wrote that in the bathroom.
Great. Great.
Tony nominations are
Tony
out.
nominations.
If you don't know what the Tonys are, you're probably not gay. But that's fine. We want you to. We're okay with non-gay people and straight people and whoever you like, or if you don't like people, you can listen to our podcast.
Love them. Love them.
Tony nominations. So this was kind of. I've been thinking about this. Where's the New York Times list? I've been thinking about who is going to get a nomination. And I can honestly say I've seen, I saw more this year than I had in probably the last 4 or 5 years. So I can kind of, my pick going in for this and you heard it on a previous Broadway Corner. My pick for Best Musical is still Kimberly Akimbo, because it was this kind of a brilliant not short, but small, beautiful jewel box of a show that had a lot of heart to it. That is nominated, but that's still my pick. The only thing that might usurp it will be Some Like It Hot. I don't know. Some Like It Hot actually got a ton of awards, or a ton of nominations. So let's go. Let's talk about first. Let's go from Best New Musical. We have And Juliet, which people talk about all the time. That's the story.
The Britney Spears.
No, that's Baby One More Time.
Ah.
But it's Max Martin's catalog. It's a jukebox musical. People love it. They say I haven't seen it yet, but rarely do jukebox musicals win Best New Musical. Maybe ABBA, but we'll see. Or maybe see. There's also New York, which is the kind of the movie to, and it's gotten pretty good notices. Shuck, which I will never see, but some of you have said that you've liked it.
Okay.
And Some Like It Hot. My choice is, I'm thinking Kimberly Akimbo here.
Okay.
Best new play, okay. Ain't No Mo, between Riverside and Crazy, Cost of Living, Fat Ham, and Leopoldstadt. All of these, Ain't No Mo closed rather quickly because got a lot of news because it was a first-time black playwright with an all kind of pretty much minority cast. And I think certain people bought audience tickets for the whole audience. That was a big deal. I don't think that show has a chance in hell of winning it. It's going to either be Fat Ham or Leopoldstadt. I'm putting my money on Leopoldstadt because it's Tom Stoppard, and they love to give him awards. Do you have thoughts? Where's your tarot cards you were going to bring?
No, well, fine.
Oh no,
I'll do it on. Well, I did some at home.
Okay,
a little bit.
So I'm going through this. Do you have thoughts?
Well, so far my tarot card said that probably the best musical that's win is going. I was looking at the nominees. Best musical is probably going to be Carousel.
Okay, Carousel.
That's what I got.
Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. The actual either that or Once Upon a Mattress. That's probably going to be
another good one.
Play looks like it's going to be win by long. Picnic. It's going to be Picnic. Everybody.
Dark Horse. The Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think William Inge is dead.
What? Who?
The playwright.
Oh, I just heard about him on a plane.
Got it.
So it's either going to be Picnic or Moon Over Buffalo.
Oh,
yeah,
classic. Best Play Revival. This is A Doll's House, which with Jessica Chastain. Now, I did not see this mostly because I was told the direction and the staging were god awful. I kind of wanted to see it just for her, but I was told not to see it. I may, if I'm back in New York this summer, I still may see it because I love her and I love that play. The Piano Lesson, which shockingly did not get a lot of noms for acting. August Wilson. The Sign in Sidney Brustein's Window, which is a Lorraine Hansberry play starring Oscar Isaac and Rachel Brosnahan. Not one of her better plays, supposedly. And Top Dog, Underdog.
Been there.
I did see Top Dog, Underdog.
Yeah, I wanted to see it, and I didn't.
I think A Piano Lesson is going to pull this out because not a lot of its... I feel like people want to reward the play because a lot of its actors were shut out already. So I'm thinking The Piano Lesson there. Best Musical Revival, we had Camelot, Into the Woods, Parade, and Sweeney Todd. I think this is going to be between Into the Woods and Parade.
I think it's going to be Into the Woods because Sondheim died.
Yes, and I agree with you. The only thing that may hurt Into the Woods' chances is it was earlier in the season.
That's true. The Parade is going on.
Yeah. And I think Into the Woods is a much better show in the way it's written. Parade is getting there because of its timely content and Ben Platt and Michaela Diamond, its leads. Leading actor in a play. Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Top Dog Underdog, Corey Hawkins. I'm surprised both of them got noms here. I thought it was just going to be Corey Hawkins and he was going to get Yahya was going to get supporting. Sean Hayes, Goodnight Oscar. Did not expect that.
He's getting, I don't know because people love Sean Hayes, but that's getting very good reviews.
The play, not play.
But he's getting good reviews, yeah.
Stephen McKinley Henderson, Between Riverside and Crazy, and Wendell Pierce, Death of a Salesman. I'm giving this to... This one's tough for me. I think this might be Wendell Pierce, who pulls this for Death of a Salesman.
My tarot card said Gregory Peck.
Okay.
So...
Boy, you may need to get new cards.
No, I'm just saying, the timely... I don't know where you're getting your Broadway information.
Leading actress in a play, Jessica Chastain, Doll's House, Jodie Comer, Prima Facie, Jessica Hecht, summer 1976, Audrey McDonald, Ohio State Matters, which makes her tied with, I want to say, maybe like Rena Moreno and like a couple of other people for Tony nominations for 10 nominations for acting.
Oh, wow.
So she's up there.
Because she's a goddess.
Julie White, I think, too, who also is a goddess. I think this is going to be, I think they're probably going to give it to Jessica Chastain. Ohio State Murders open and close really quickly, even though everyone loves that. But Jodie Comer's the dark horse here. You know, she was in Killing Eve. And this is her theater. So they love to reward. They love to reward so you know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to say Jodie Comer for Prima Facie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Best leading actress in a musical, Annalee Ashford, Sweeney Todd.
What? By the way,
yeah.
Tarot card said, I can't remember her name, but the woman, the woman that played Webster's mom.
Ma'am.
She's going to win.
Talented actress.
Don't even know she was in a play, but the tarot card said she's going to win.
Well, that's it.
Okay.
Annalee Ashford, Sweeney Todd, Sarah Bareilles, Into the Woods, Victoria Clark, Kimberly Akimbo, Lorna Courtney, and Juliet, Michaela Diamond, Parade. I think this is Victoria Clark's to lose for Kimberly Akimbo. She's playing a woman who ages in reverse. She ages really quickly. So she's playing a 16-year-old girl and her is a 60-something-year-old woman. And she was amazing in it, and she never played the tragedy, and I loved her in it. Michaela Diamond could come for that. We'll see. That's my second choice. Any thoughts on this one?
I wasn't paying attention to that one because you talked about aging quickly, and then I thought about how Brad Pitt was hot during any time when he was older and younger in that Benjamin Button movie, and how I would have had sex with him when he was 18 and when he was 80.
Okay. Great. Best leading actor is a musical. Christian Borle, Some Like It Hot. Jay Harrison G, Some Like It Hot. Josh Groban, Sweeney Todd. Brian Darcy James, Into the Woods. Ben Platt, Parade. Colton Ryan, New York, New York. I was shocked by Brian Darcy James. He was barely there. And it was so early.
Brian Darcy, who was he in that musical?
The Baker.
Oh. I mean, he's a Broadway. He's
been around forever. But I get that. But he was out pretty quick.
Yeah.
To do other things. But I think they just they love him. But that was a surprise for me. Christian Borle was a surprise for me. Because I didn't think he was going to get it wasn't good enough to be a lead actor performance. Jay Harrison G, I believe, was. And I think he's going to take it. I wanted him to take it. I think he's going to take it. Tarot card said Robert Goulet making a comeback. Oh, Bob Goulet.
Yeah.
Camelot is this year.
Well, he knows that they're talking about it.
Yep. Ben Platt, everyone loves him, y'all. I just don't know. It may be a year where Parade sweeps everything. I'm not sure. I'd much rather it go to Jay Harrison G. who did an amazing performance in a show that you loved that I did not like.
I love that show.
And
I like the way he played that character.
Me too.
That character was
Loved
not played as a victim.
That character was the best
joy-
thing in the show for me.
I agree.
The problem I had were twofold. I thought the music was completely and utterly forgettable as soon as I left the theater. And I thought the book couldn't decide what the story wanted to be. And I had real problems with that. And it wasn't that I could not enjoy the show because I felt the books fighting. Anyway, that was me. But a lot of people in the same camp you are. And I hate everything. Y'all know me. Best featured actor in a play. Oh, I don't care about any of these. Best featured actress in a play. I don't care. Featured actor in a musical. Yeah, this one I'm going to talk about. This is usually your second banana roles.
Yeah.
Kevin Cahoon, Shucked, who's been a character actor forever. He was Hedwig for a long time, Kevin Cahoon, in Shucked. Justin Cooley, Kimberly Akimbo, he was the kind of clueless stoner kid that was her love interest. Loved him. Kevin Della Aguila, he was the millionaire in Some Like It Hot.
Oh, he was great in that role.
He was. And that
He was.
Jordan Donica, Camelot, critics have been okay with this. I don't think he has any chance. Alex Newell, Shucked. I think it's gonna be Alex Newell.
Good for Alex Newell.
People are raving about what they're doing, and I think, did they get a Tony already for Once on This Island?
I don't know. I will look.
I'm not sure. Best featured actor in a musical. I'm really proud, y'all, because this is a big deal. One of my friends and clients and students, Julia Lester, is nominated for Into the Woods as Little Red, and I'm very, very proud. You know that family as well.
Yeah,
That family and I go back a long ways. I've taught.
I
their
just saw
kids.
her in
She was in
Secret Garden in L.A.
But Julia Lester's a very, very talented, and it makes me, I'm a little teary because I'm so proud of her.
a lot of y'all might know her kid. She's on High School Musical.
High School Musical,
on
the
Disney
series.
The series, yeah.
They
were nominated. Oh wait, no. I think this is Alex Newell's first nomination.
Oh, okay. So y'all, Ruthie Ann Miles, Sweeney Todd.
I saw Alex Newell. Where did I see them? We were at.
Don't waylay this.
No, we were at the Penn. It's a part of the Broadway corner. We were at the Pantages.
I just want this to go somewhere.
It's already going. You're gone 15 minutes already anyway. But we saw. What's the musical that Lauren Lester was in? That we saw in L.A.
Band's Visit.
I went to see the band's visit, and Alex Newell was there.
Oh,
Sat right by us.
really?
Yep.
You didn't point it out to me.
I went. I liked that show so much. I took.
You
my
went
ex
again.
at the time, and I went and saw. Yeah.
What a wasted trip.
So,
Bonnie Milligan, Kimberly Akimbo, Natasha Yvette Williams, Some Like It Hot, Betsy Wolfe, and Juliet. I think this is. I want Julia to win it. I'm afraid there may be enough campaign for her to win it. Bonnie Milligan stole the show from Kimberly Akimbo, though. So my conventional wisdom says that. But I may be wrong. My heart says Julia.
okay.
Best direction of a play, I don't really give a fuck. I can tell you this: best direction of a musical, Michael Arden for Parade, Lear de Bessonnet, Into the Woods, Casey Nicholaus, Some Like It Hot, Jack O'Brien, Shuck, Jessica Stone, Kimberly Akimbo. Unless Kimberly Akimbo dominates, it might be Jessica Stone. Otherwise, it's Michael Arden for Parade because they love him and he's already lost a couple of times. Best book, it should be the only name that should be around here is David Lindsay-Abaire for Kimberly Akimbo. Everybody else is, and Matthew Lopez and Amy Reppin.
I don't know. My tarot card said Eve Ensler. She's gonna win, y'all.
I think she's a playwright. Best original score. Best original score, Almost Famous. No. Kimberly Akimbo, that's my choice. K-pop, I was happy to see K-pop get in here because they opened and closed really quickly. Shucked, no. Some Like It Hot.
K-pop?
Completely forgettable.
You mean the genre of music?
Yes, there was a show. I did a whole Broadway corner about it.
With the guys that have to go in the army now?
Yes.
No, but were they in it?
No.
From South Korea. Oh. Well, why would he want to see that? That's why it closed.
And the others are costume awards, which are important, but I don't have choices in dogs in those fights. So that was Poodles. I think I did that really quickly, as fast as I could.
I didn't say a word.
You already said it already gone long enough.
I enjoyed it. And
Good.
We'll see, but tarot cards don't lie. Good luck, Ebensler.
Good luck, Gregory Peck.
Yeah.
And woman who played Webster's mother.
Ma'am.
Danielle and Yohan.
That's exciting about Julia, though.
I know. I'm so happy for her.
It is nice that you saw more than me, but it's nice that I actually, maybe I'll watch the Tonys for once because I actually have seen some of this shit. I probably won't. I don't really love award shows.
I don't really either.
I don't watch
I
any
love
of
the
them.
Tonys because, yeah, just because it's the Tonys.
I'll go and watch speeches afterwards and then boop through it.
Glad you're doing your part.
Unless you want to have a Tony's party.
No.
You should.
No.
You could invite people over. You could cook.
No.
You could bring. You didn't have to invite me.
No, I just want to watch it with takeout and then near the end, and then fall asleep near the end of it with my hand in my pants. That's an award show experience for me.
Well, if that's what you want, I'm not going to take it from you.
And wake up with a little bit of wine, drum, and go. It's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That's an awards day for me.
Wow, that got real. Let's talk about him.
Yohan's going to dinner with Talon, which is still a real name, I guess.
Here's my thing that I realized. I've said this before, and it just was reminding me. Sadly, I was driving here thinking about Big Dick and Miserable Bitch.
Yeah.
And I thought, it makes so much sense to me. I've said this before, and it just she confirmed my theory. But remember, I've said all along, she thought Yohan was dumb.
Yeah.
And when y'all, no offense
And
to
easy to control.
No offense to Talon. Doesn't seem like a brainiac.
It's about as smart as a box of hair.
Bitch has a type. She wants him young, hung, and dumb.
Uh-huh.
And she's realized, oh, Yohan's not dumb. We just don't speak the same language. And now that we're getting to know one another, this guy isn't going to kowtow to me at all.
Yeah. And he's not.
And she's throwing a fit on the
he's
beach.
not submissive. He's
No.
not, and he won't even relinquish.
No.
Yeah. He's almost, he likes the magic pussy, but he is not powerless against it.
He is not powerless against
Yeah.
that magic pussy.
Or the
not like the men of Chandra from ex-husband,
Yeah.
taking brother,
Or the
husband.
twin medicine balls that are attached to her butt.
Yes. Yes.
Both of those are quite persuasive.
Quite persuasive.
So we're going to play basketball. Yohan is brave to play with a pro ball player.
He is.
And the thing about it is, y'all, Yohan just needs to, he's so tall, he could just go boop and just put
He
it in
still
the
doesn't make
basket.
it in sometimes. But he texted Talon and basically said...
Wants to apologize.
And wants to apologize. And Yohan goes to meet him. And he said... So I wrote, they're playing basketball. I'm aroused.
It's a little hot.
They got real sweaty real quick.
And y'all, Talon can play.
Well, he should.
I guess I don't watch basketball.
He didn't. I know. I thought his dribbling was amazing.
And he didn't
even double dribble.
He didn't slap at the ball like we were tend to.
No.
Or I'm afraid of jamming my fingers.
I feel like
sometimes.
was running and dribbling at the same time hard for you?
Yes. Like the ball would go too high.
It would go too
And then
high, or it would go in front of me.
Yeah.
I would bounce it away.
Or I'd flinch and run out of the way when it got too tall for me.
Mothers listening to the show right now, or fathers too. If you're listening to this show and you go, wait a minute, the way they describe playing basketball.
Little Bradley does the same thing.
Little Bradley does the same thing. Get you send Bradley into a dance or a costume class.
He will amaze you.
He will amaze you because
And you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe he's not, but get him out of basketball. If he wants to get out of basketball, let him.
And you know what? For Christmas, build him that wishing well.
And get him a sewing machine. Because bitch is going to use it.
Bitch is going to use it.
So...
We play basketball the same way.
Oh! So...
It went too high, Mama!
Your mother was always there going, Matthew, what are you doing? Just that was her face the whole time.
Yeah.
So y'all, Yohan apologizes. I'm sorry about the rude questions and comments about your, how do we say, penis?
Penis? Yeah.
Penis.
He's like, my dick. He's like, yeah, sorry about it. And Taylor's like, it's all good.
It's all good, dude.
It's all
I smoked
good,
a
dude.
bowl before this.
It's all good, bro. And so Yohan says, well, one question. Was Danielle controlling in your relationship?
He was like, yeah, like, wait a minute. You mean like, would she let me out of my cage every other day?
Not really, bro.
And
he doubles down.
Y'all, he says, yeah, she's not like submissive or anything like that. And Yohan says, I like it when we're both in control of our relationship. So he's willing, seemingly, to...
Yeah. He's got a lot of machismo and all that, but he does seem willing at least to try.
And it's her... Basically what's happening here is for her kink, she has to completely remind a man that he's beneath her at every moment.
Every moment of the day. Every moment.
And he says Danielle's the kind of person who is always wanting things to be her way. And when she does this, it's disrespectful to our relationship. Now, you guys remember my word when people talk about disrespectful. I understand why he's saying it more. When Miserable Bitch says it, it is all about respect me and obey me.
Yeah. Very much so.
And so... And Yohan says, I feel like I make too many compromises.
And Taylor said, well, get used to it because I know her and she's not changing for anyone. Never has, never will.
She basically says that later in the episode.
She says it. Well, yeah, they go to the beach. And so they're on the beach. And
she's still pouty-faced. She was like,
yeah.
Neesh.
And they kind of get into it. And he said,
maybe the ocean can calm me.
Calm. Yes, I need it. He says, though, I believe that he's not into you now. And she's like, so with my other friends, this doesn't need to be an issue. So when my other friends text me and say, hey, they want to hang out, you need to be cool with it because I'm not lying to you at all. And Yohan says, and this is what makes me question to think, I don't know how much love is here for you with him or if it's just infatuation and what he can give you, which I don't feel like even she really loves him. And because then Yohan just says, well, don't you think it was disrespectful and hurtful that the day before my birthday, you tell me this friend's coming into town and you want to see them? Is that two things happened here that I saw. Is that kind of a ridiculous comment because it doesn't matter the day? Is it silly? Is he being
the day of my birthday.
The day of my birthday. Is he being a little childish? And Danielle is upset. Yes, I can see that. And Poodle, what do you do in a relationship when you love someone?
Get all their assets transferred to yours.
That's the wrong person.
No.
If you have a disagreement, let me be clear. If you have a disagreement with someone you love and you're working things out, what do you do in that relationship?
If you have a disagreement, you're working things out.
And you really love them.
You work harder and you try to... I'm not understanding what you're asking.
No, I think you're about to say it. You compromise.
Yeah, you compromise, yeah.
That's a normal...
Compromise. Sorry.
I know.
It's a hard word.
It's a hard word. But even if Danielle had said, I understand that was probably a shitty time for me to tell you that, and I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
That'll never happen.
But if she had said that, this would have been squashed.
Yeah. The other
thing, she can't even compromise. Miserable bitch.
Did you notice when she says, well, maybe in another month, another friend of mine may come? And she doesn't mean another girlfriend.
No.
And that's the thing. She may suggest that. She knows that means another man she used to fuck.
Yes.
And even if she's meaning it as her girlfriends, she knows that that's the way it's going to show up in his brain.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. And y'all, that's called basically she is reminding him that he is never going to be comfortable.
Yes, he's never going to be comfortable, and she's also telling him
But the rules are always going to change.
Your needs are not important to me.
Consistently.
My needs are going to be, because I really tried to look at this, because she tries to play this card of like, I'm a strong woman and no one tells me what to do. And
that is separate from the situation that's happening.
I think this is because we see ourselves as trying to be very like supportive, feminist, like-minded people. And so I thought, I'm like, because yes, that is dumb. It's the day for his birthday. That's just happened to be when your friend came into town.
Yeah.
But the way that she tries to weaponize her feminist stance as a way to give validity
control
to her argument is gross.
Well, and also, she knew who he was.
After this argument, she's on the same field to me as Bilal and Big Ed.
Yeah, I think the difference is, for me, hating her is fun. And none of the others is really fun.
But I think it's just as emotionally.
I agree.
I'm going to say this word that I've never used with her, and she doesn't listen to us, but maybe
she does.
Maybe her, quote, friend will tell her this.
Who sends her the podcast?
It's emotional abuse.
I agree with you.
It's emotional abuse, and she is emotionally abusing him.
Basically, all of this, y'all, is testing the limits of her control on him and what she can do and how she... and then that's when she finally goes, well, first, I need an apology.
I need an apology. And Yohan responds back and says, well, do you ever say you're sorry?
For what? And then he says, don't put your friends before me. That's all I ask. And then
she tries to say, the problem is you feel powerless. So she doesn't own any. She said, you feel powerless and you feel disrespected. You're just trying to get the power.
Why can't both of them have it?
Do I think that he has sexist ideas about power?
Yes.
I don't want people to think like he acted like a complete fucking immature little bratty child last episode.
She knew this going in.
That was part of the kink of him. She knew who he was. That is it. She knew who he was.
She knew what he was getting.
She just thought she just thought he was dumb and knew who he was. And
he didn't know what he was getting.
He didn't know what he was getting. Again, what show does he think he's on?
I think he's on 90 Day Fiancé.
What show is he actually on?
Los Otra Vez?
Exactly.
I always get that wrong.
The Other Way.
Yeah.
Again, y'all, she lied to him about the beginning of just the base of their relationship. She never wants to take him. Y'all, as was it Cara Berry that said she's not even from New York City. She lives in Yonkers.
Bitch is from Yonkers.
She pays $4,000 a month for an apartment in Yonkers.
Wonder what that's like. Yeah. So y'all, she basically says, "I'm done. I just can't do this anymore." She puts the hat on her face. He's like, "No, we're not done." Takes the hat off his face, and I went, "Oh." And then she's like, "I'm done. What don't you get?"
She throws
call your priest.
She throws a fit.
Call your mother. Call your grandpa. And then, y'all, in her talking head, says something that we've been wanting her to say all season. I'm not willing to change who I am because I know what I deserve. You can either stand by me or find the nearest door. Period. Tongue pop.
And I just wrote, after she wrote that, I was like, I don't see any love in this relationship to her to him. To be honest, I don't even know if he loves her. He very well could be looking at her as a ticket to get to America.
Yeah.
I think he seems not dumb, but shallow.
But she is constantly trying to create a narrative of victimhood for herself.
Yeah.
And of that she is the oppressed one in this community of misogyny.
And it made me wonder for the first time, oh, wait a minute. Do you not want to go to America because part of you knows he'll become a citizen and leave your ass because he can get way more women to fall on.
Also, she's a star in the DR.
Yeah.
She's a star. She's the short little bruja.
Yeah.
You know.
She's unique.
Yeah. And then she says, maybe I was supposed to live in the DR by myself. Who knows?
And when she said that, I went, what if that was your plan all along? Because if can anybody go and live in the DR forever? They probably can't. You have to have a visa, right?
Yeah.
So I went, wait a minute. Did you just marry him so that way you can get whatever their version is of a green card there, so you never have to go back?
Maybe.
I think so.
The switcheroo.
I think it is. As Debbie says, a bait and switch.
That's the show.
You kind of got me interested to watch the Tonys. Maybe I'll come over and watch them with you.
You just need to leave before I fall asleep.
Can we get Panda Express?
Yes.
Then I'm in. All right, everybody. That's the show. You can leave a review on, go on our website. You can find out where to leave a review and all that good information. If you wanted to listen to this show ad-free, you can on Reality Gaze Plus at the $8 tier. God, she's a horrible human being. I feel like I need to go do do a cleanse.
Every time she does one of her talking heads, I'm always amazed by the audacity. It is
because when you put it together,
it's a different level.
She doesn't know what show he's on. She's lying to him about that. She totally just read him for filth about his butcher shop and told him he was an idiot and that he was completely stupid. Like, where are the actions of love? She told him in the apartment complex, well, I'm the man and the wife.
Yep.
You're just like I'm the husband. You're my wife. You're my bitch.
But in every scene of the talking head, she's the victim.
She's a victim.
It's incredible.
Narcissism at its finest.
Oh yeah, it's really intense.
She's really a wretched human being.
I agree. I don't disagree with anything you're saying.
It makes me, even though it is entertaining to watch, I don't know if I want to see on other nights.
Me either. I don't
want
want
her to monetize these fucking woman retreats and come steam your vagina and all that bullshit.
I want her to go.
I don't want her to profit from this because she doesn't deserve from it.
Yep.
But she already is from Yohan's OnlyFans or whatever it is.
Unfiltered.
And like I said, maybe he's not that great of a person either, and they deserve one another.
He's not.
Maybe they deserve one another.
I don't think anyone deserves to see them not know if it's day or night the way she does.
The emotional abuse of it.
No one deserves that.
That's the show.
That's the show.
Y'all, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you are like both of us and really rooting for Carousel this season.
The original.
Not the revival.
No, the original.
Like the original, even the Hungarian play.
Yes. Rogers and Hammerstein will be there to accept the award.
There goes, well, Richard Rogers. Ooh, it's also the Hammerstein.
Pretty big.
You can call it.